We can say that most social animals are obedient to power. We have seen such behavior from wolves, dogs, and social insects like ants and bees. Even in the ocean, obedience is found. Atlantic herring are highly social fish found in the Atlantic Ocean and are known for their incredible synchronized swimming behavior within large schools. When swimming in a school, individual herring adjust their movements and positions based on the actions of neighboring fish. This behavior is called shoaling. The shoaling movements of herring can be so precise and coordinated that they appear as a single entity rather than a collection of individual fish. The herrings show such behavior in order to protect themselves from being targeted by predators. They also use shoaling to effectively locate food sources as well as find suitable spawning grounds. So, shoaling does have some benefits for herring. Human behavior is similar to the shoaling behavior that Atlantic herring show. Such behavior is much more evident in the society that I live in. People that live in Korean society act like schools of fish. We are afraid of thinking individually and acting independently from the whole group. We are unable to set our own values and instead carve our bodies and minds in order to please the eyes of others. If people go right, then I have to go right. If they go left, I have to follow them left, because if I don't, then I am considered a failure in this society. This inability to think for ourselves comes from many factors, one of them being the relatively recent history of feudalism during Joseon Dynasty, which was from about 1400 to 1900. During this period, commoners' thoughts and behaviors were limited by society, while yangbans, who were the upper-class government officials, continued to hold power generation after generation. Throughout history, most of us did not have much time to build certainty in our own beliefs. There were too little chances for individuality to blossom. For example, unlike the American Revolutionary War or the French Revolution, Renaissance period, that ended up in victories for revolutionary ideas, Korean history shows rare instances of successful revolutions. Most of the major changes come from the side effects of imperialism and World War II. Most of Korea's fate was decided by external factors instead of domestic revolutions. So naturally, Koreans found that the only tactic for long-term survival was shoaling. We hide behind the majority. Even though we don't necessarily agree with them, we throw away our own opinions and refuse to speak our truthful minds. We piggyback on popular beliefs and constantly deceive ourselves to think the same way. The whole Korean society functions on shoaling. Schools, military, politics, and businesses reward those that shoal and punishes that won't. The biggest problem is that parents teach their children to conform like schools of Atlantic fish. It does not matter if the majority is right or wrong. That is not important. The only thing that is important is their child's happiness and well-being. Parents only want what's best for their child. That is just human nature. If by any chance a child shows independent or individualistic behavior, parents begin to worry as if their child had a mental disease. They fear to the point where they do everything in their power to fit their child into the shape required by society. Parents never teach the children that they can change the world. They never teach that one person can make a difference, because this prevents them from reaping the benefits of siding with the majority. Happiness holds a completely different meaning in Korea. Happiness here is defined by conforming to the majority. Happiness is the safety and comfort of being included. What you think is not important. Even if you refuse to believe conformity is the path to happiness, you are left powerless and alone, apart from the safety of your own group. I believe following my own interests and talents to become the best I can be in what I care about is the true key to my own happiness. Even if I don't find the ultimate conclusion to my journey, I want to be able to think back on my adventure and feel proud of myself of having stepped foot onto an uncharted territory. Maybe it's this thought that I have that makes me feel so lonely. Another minute passes by today, and I live on for 5 more.